Well, hey, my friends, happy Wednesday. It is a beautiful hump day on this awesome Wednesday. Welcome to the Get Rich Radio State of the Union address with myself and Marshall Sylver, of course. We're going to be talking about basically what it says, the State of the Union. We're going to be addressing the state, the United States of America, the Congress, everything, and we're going to be finding out exactly how tonight, Get Rich Radio is going to be the ultimate change in this world for the economy, exactly for yourselves, your family, your friends, for people all around you. Because remember, nothing to buy, nothing to sell. Log in and you just get paid. That's it. So tonight, Marshall Sylver is going to be addressing the State of the Union. And listen closely, get a pad of paper and a pen handy, because this is going to be one of the most amazing webinars you've ever been on. So without further ado, Mr. Marshall Sylver, can you hear me okay, my friend?
I can, and thank you so much, Tom, for hosting this and making it happen on short notice. I have a lot of things I'm going to chat about tonight, so I want to run down the agenda very quickly, then come back and elaborate on everything. We're going to talk about Get Rich Radio victories, some really great stuff that's going on that I'm excited to share with you. We're going to talk about some of the challenges that we've been having. A lot of them you're probably already aware of because you're already a raving fan. We're going to chat about some way too cool new tools that we are working on for you that are ready to be released any day now. We're going to talk about some of the other people coming on to the network that will also be live and be able to teach you. You'll be able to interact with them. These are world-class people. I'm going to talk to you about some cash giveaways we got going on, some custom iPad giveaways, some really groovy stuff giveaways, and how to make this 2014 your best year ever. I am broadcasting to you live from Prosperity Palace. This is not my radio studio. This is my office here at the Palace. I've got Einstein above me, so I'm positive that my head is being filled with brilliant thoughts. I've got an antique hypnosis poster over my other shoulder for Maximilian Sylver, my grandpa Max, who was the patriarch of the Sylver hypnotic dynasty. And most importantly, I've got you. And I'm so glad that you decided to take a little bit of time to join me. I will tell you up front, this is going to be a fairly quick webinar. And the reason is purely selfish. Number one, I don't take any more time than we need. Number two, my great friend Gordie Brown, the world's funniest and greatest impressionist, is from Canada. And as a phenomenal Canadian, he's amazingly generous. And he called up another one of his fellow Canadians, Celine Dion, whom he toured with extensively, and asked Celine if she could get us seats, VIP seats, to her show tonight for myself and for Erica. So I'm going to make this short and sweet and get to all the points very quickly so that I can take my beautiful bride to see a show that she's been wanting to see for a while. And having seen Celine Dion at the Coliseum, at Caesar's Palace, I know that it's an amazing show, and I'm sure you'll at least indulge me to get through this quickly. Chatting about some of the victories, I want to tell you right now, we are at almost exactly 60,000 listeners as we speak. It grows every single day. We're at about 60,000 listeners. We have had remarkable response from the marketplace. We are in, I think it's up to 42 countries. I'll look at my notes in a moment and recap that for you. And more than 50% of our listenership is based internationally. Now, that in and of itself is cool. What makes that really cool is that we've done no marketing. Zero. Zip. I've talked about it on my own Facebook page, but I've got limited friends. I've got 5,000 friends. I have sent one email regarding Get Rich Radio besides this webinar to my database. So we haven't even promoted it realistically to my own database, and yet it is just growing virally. And it's been very exciting. For those of you that are brand new to Get Rich Radio, or at least the new and improved version, there's some distinctions. First and foremost, there's nothing you ever have to buy and nothing you ever have to sell. All you do is log in, listen, and I pay you in scholarship dollars. Those scholarship dollars can be used to buy items in the catalog, or, brand new, they can also be used to convert into real cash. In addition, free members don't even have to sign up for a premium membership to refer others now. Free members can refer others and receive matching scholarship dollars for every single minute the people that they've referred have logged in, which is the way to make your meters fly, which is the way that the host of this webinar, of this hangout, Tom the Furry Hat Guy, has been able to generate millions and millions and millions of scholarship dollars in a very short period. Speaking of a very short period, we've only broadcast live 14 days, and that's pretty amazing in and of itself. I know on the days that I'm not broadcasting, there's a real martial withdrawal going on, and I feel your love, baby, and I'm grateful for that. I also want you to know that whether I'm on vacation, whether I am traveling for live events, whether I have guests in town, or whether I have technical things going on, from time to time I'm not going to be live. And so you just need to manage your expectations and realize that. Also know, though, that even if I'm not live, you still receive scholarship dollars, so you still get paid, so you want to stay logged in, and you still want to train the people that you are referring and talking about the show to come hang out, especially during the live period of the show, even when it's a live replay during that 8 to 10 Pacific Standard Time, because during that time you'll train them so that when I am live, they have a shot at the cash and also a shot at calling in and chatting with me. We've got a Get Rich Radio Symposium coming up, and the symposium is a great thing. We bring in outside trainers and speakers. I show you how to run your Get Rich Radio business. I do my hypnotic show, so that's a lot of fun and a big learning experience. We also show you all sorts of other things that you can be doing to build your Get Rich Radio business and use Get Rich Radio for what it was designed to be, and that is a traffic generator, a means of generating traffic so that you have the leads, so that you can then use those leads to market anything you want. Get Rich Radio? Sure. Prosperity Alliance? Absolutely. Your other opportunities? Yes. We respect your ability and we respect your right to have multiple streams of income. There'll never be anybody reining you back here. In fact, just the opposite. I'm going to encourage you to use Get Rich Radio as a really simple means of saying to somebody, hey, I want you to listen to something. I'm not trying to sell you anything. In fact, they won't even take your credit card. Nothing to sell, nothing to buy. Just go listen. Because what's going to happen is they're going to come listen to the radio show, and I'm going to give them a message that they would never hear from you. I'm going to teach them about personal responsibility. I'm going to teach them about learning how to sell things. I'm going to teach them about direct marketing, investing, running their own businesses, all the things that they need to hear prior to hearing about your opportunity, whether it's Get Rich Radio as a business or Prosperity Alliance or anything else. I'm going to put them in the proper frame. Now, here's what's so cool about the Get Rich Radio Symposium. And bear in mind that we are an entity. And being an entity, we are ever evolving, we are ever changing, and particularly entities that are young, they change a lot when they're young. You know, I'm watching my two sons, Sterling and Maximus, and it boggles me. It blows my mind how quickly they change, from going from babies to toddlers to walking to talking to having full conversations to actually saying very smart and very funny things. Well, Get Rich Radio is an infant right now. We're not even quite a toddler yet. We're still an infant. We're still crawling around on hands and knees. And some of you might like that picture, I realize. The thing about Get Rich Radio is that from the beginning I knew that I wanted to create a worldwide communication mechanism, a place where people could get together and talk about good things, a place where they would let go of the negativity of the world, a place where negativity actually wasn't even allowed. And so we do that, and we talk about the real deal topics, everything from racism to politics to making money to having great sex. You think of it, we'll talk about it, because we're about having a better life, and we're about calling things like what they are so that people will be able to take the truth home with them, and that we can all come together and be closer. We can do what we have to do to survive in this world, and that is to become one. The other great thing about it is that as Get Rich Radio gains more and more momentum, as we gain more and more now listeners, and what I'm going to share with you in a moment, viewers, as we gain more and more audience, that means we become more and more valuable to the advertisers. And as we become more and more valuable to the advertisers, my generosity increases, which means I give out more and more cash. So it really is something that we are in this thing together, and that's really exciting to me. The purpose of the symposium is not only to have you have a place to get together physically once every 4 to 6 weeks, and ideally it'll be every single month. Beyond that, it's also a phenomenal way to introduce people to Get Rich Radio Premium memberships, and also introduce people to the rest of what we do inside of Prosperity Alliance and all of our top-tier training programs. So the symposium allows you to, as we're rolling it out now, this first one, I've allowed you to bring some guests. So you have some people coming. A couple ground rules you should consider and things you should think about is that you have guests coming, I have guests coming. At the symposium, I'm going to offer them up a premium membership. I'm going to offer them up Turning Point for sale. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to hoodwink somebody else's lead. You don't want to hoodwink somebody else's customer. If they come to the symposium and I do my presentation and give them the reasons they should sign up for premium, they're going in your organization, which means you get a lifetime commission. If they come to the symposium and they decide they want to buy Turning Point, then you will get a Turning Point commission and so on and so forth, anything that you are qualified for inside of Prosperity Alliance. And so long term, this is going to work out very beautifully because can you imagine a business where you truly, for the entire run of the business, never had to sell anyone anything. All you had to do was get them in front of the radio show, let me talk with them, get them in front of me personally, get them in front of my master trainers, and we do all the selling and all the closing for you. How awesome is that? It's turnkey, baby. We're making it easier every day, and we've got a lot of things on the drawing board that I'm not going to talk about that will make that so much easier. And then we've got some things on the drawing board that are about to roll out that I'm going to talk to you right now. So without any further ado, right before I jump into the State of the Union and give you some more details about what is actually going on with Get Rich Radio, some of the specifics, I want to just point out to you, we've only been live, as I said, for 14 days, only 14 live shows since we relaunched. We've been involved with this certainly for about 6, 7, 8 weeks. And during that time, I've watched our Alexa ratings. The ratings at Alexa.com just go nuts. When we first started, the first day I opened it back up, told people Get Rich Radio is coming back, we were at 350,000 worldwide, 350,000 plus actually. We were at 180,000 in the US. I just took a look at Alexa.com, and you can check it out if you don't believe me, and I know you do. We are at 8618 worldwide. 8618 worldwide. We are at 1986, a very good year, the year my wife was born. We are at 1986 in the U.S., and I think that's pretty astounding. And it's got to do with you listening, staying logged in for lengths of time so your meters fly and so that everybody knows about Get Rich Radio. It has to do with you visiting many, many pages on Get Rich Radio because that adds into the score as well. And it's got everything to do with the fact that you're just blowing it up. So remember, we're in this thing together. It's our project. And at the moment, you know, I'm giving all of the money, frankly, all of the money and then some at the moment that we're earning on Get Rich Radio through every avenue. I'm giving it right back to you in the form of scholarship dollars, in the form of prizes, in the form of content in the catalog. And I'm glad to do it because I know what's on the other side of this. And mark my words, you are sitting on history right now. Just like Google or Facebook or Apple computers was a moment in time where history was made, we are making history under the simple idea that communication equals wealth. And when you fill up enough people's minds with good communication, then they're able to communicate well with others, which just makes the world a healthier, better, and more prosperous place. We've had some really great victories. Like I said, we've only been live for a little less than 3 weeks. Counting what we gave away in the last run and an accumulative total to this run, we've already given away $350,000 in cash on Get Rich Radio. Counting previous run, counting this run, we've given away over, listen to this number, $100 million in scholarship dollars. $100 million in scholarship dollars. We've got over, like I said, 60,000 Get Rich Radio affiliates right now. Average listening time is 122.4 minutes. That's 2 hours, 4 minutes. The radio standard, worldwide, the radio average standard, whether you are Howard Stern or Rush Limbaugh, and by the way, check out their Alexa ratings. No matter who you are, the average rating on radio is 90 minutes. So even at our get-go, even right off the bat, we are exceeding the normal listening time on radio. The number is 42. I researched it. 42 different countries have already tuned in to Get Rich Radio, and we are not stopping. We are going on and just blowing it out of the water. Here's some of the challenges, along with the solutions. And if you've listened to Get Rich Radio, you know I'm not much about talking about challenges, what other people would call problems. I'm not much about talking about challenges unless we also talk about solutions. So, challenge number one, clearly, we've had some massive software bugs, not only in Get Rich Radio software, also in the Prosperity Alliance tie-in integration with that. We've also had some major challenges with our planner. Because of the numbers that we are doing, I was able to upgrade the people that serve our ads, which means, number one, they pay us more, which means I pay you more. Number two, they are also a much bigger company, so they are much, much, much more careful about having any malware or pop-ups or any of the garbage that we've seen. I acknowledge we've seen it. Don't open them. If it says refresh, don't do it. There's no software pop-up from Get Rich Radio that's going to tell you to refresh Get Rich Radio. So just like, if you're on Facebook and it pops up and says, don't ever let anybody, renew your password here, don't do it. Be smart. You're an adult. You know better than that. Simply ignore it. Close it down. If there's any question, just don't click on the restart on the ad or on the pop-up. Restart the whole thing. We've got two software teams working hard, and I'm very happy with both of these. We hired a full-time guy who had the right skill set, also saw the numbers that we were doing in the week that he worked with me, and became extremely greedy. And I know that if somebody is greedy the first week they work, they're a nightmare a lifetime. So I nipped it in the bud. I cut it off right where it hung, and he's not with us. He did a little bit of damage that we were recovering from last week. We've got most of that done, most of that handled, and now we're going on to the bugs that we knew before he came in, and we're making great advances there. So most of them are done. We might even have all of the known ones, other than subtle ones, completed by the symposium coming up here in 3 days, and we'll have more victories to share with you then. So stay tuned. That's my Ukrainian team. Say a prayer for the folks in the Ukraine, no matter what's going on, that everybody stays safe. We also have a phenomenal team here in the U.S. that has a long history, plenty of experience in building very powerful, very substantial, both marketing and genealogy systems inside the direct marketing, network marketing, or multi-level marketing space. And what I'm excited about this software is that we are integrating it solidly into Get Rich Radio, which means the back-end top tier, Prosperity Alliance, and Get Rich Radio will become massively connected and seamless, which means as we roll out more of the programs to first convert people into Get Rich Radio listeners, then convert them into premium, then convert them into Prosperity Alliance representatives, then convert them into the top tier programs, we're literally setting you up so that you could create a 6 and potentially even 7-figure-a-year business simply by referring people to a free radio show. So how cool is that? So we know about the software challenges. We are tackling them. I was on the computer today with my Ukraine team for about 90 minutes. I was on the phone to our U.S.-based team that are building the new software system. And the first rollout of that's about 2 weeks away, so it could be ready by the Orlando turning point. And again, I'm feeling encouraged, I'm feeling good, and I'm keeping both fingers crossed because as software goes, I have learned to manage my expectations. Some of the challenges is that Get Rich Radio is hard to explain. And so I have written scripts for 3 brand new videos. We are in the studio first part of next week recording all 3 video scripts. The first one converts people into listeners, tells them, hey, here's why you want to listen. The second one tells them, here's why you want to refer people, and here's how much you can make. And the third one says, look, you're a moron if you don't upgrade to a premium membership. And by the way, you are. You heard it from the horse's mouth. I'll explain why in a moment. So we're helping people explain Get Rich Radio better, producing some very high-quality, good-looking video that will assist you in that. Oftentimes people say Get Rich Radio is too good to be true. And my response, and your response should always be, it's not too good to be true, it's just better than you've ever experienced. I realize that most people have been scammed or misled or flat out lied to so many times, they have a hard time believing when something is actually really good. The good news is, we've got a lot of you that have won cash from me, a lot of you whose meters are flying, a lot of you who have met me in person, that if somebody says, is this a scam, you simply respond, how could it be? He hasn't asked for anything. And you also point out the fact that you've gotten cash, your checks have cleared, just like I said they would, and they will continue to. So the thing that gets rid of that too good to be true resistance just is your constant conversation on telling people all about it, and then show them the proof, showing them your meters, showing them, you know, you're getting cash and just having a great time with it. The show may be expanding. We took a poll a couple weeks ago, and the poll was overwhelming that people want me to expand from 2 hours to potentially 3 to maybe even 4. Now, I'm open to it. And I'll tell you what would make me expand the show to more hours, give out more cash, be live more often. The one thing that would make me expand more than anything else is listeners. The more listeners we have, the more motivated I am. And so every day I'm watching what's streaming online. I'm watching who's checking in during the course of the day. And I've got my eye on that. So you want me to expand, you vote with your referral. Tell them to vote with their listening. We had heard that the conversions weren't as easy as people wanted them to be. And I would agree. I need to confess something. While the software has not been functioning properly, I have done my best to dissuade people from registering. And I know that sounds bad, and it's nothing more than not getting back in and reworking the landing pages, not getting back in and reworking the conversion inside of Get Rich Radio. So don't fault me. Here's my method behind my madness. We've got a great team of people, we've got a number of great groups, and I want to make sure you stay motivated, and I want to be sure that you have the means to keep referring people. The challenge is if too many people dump on the system at once, the whole thing will crash at the moment. We're very close to not having that happen, except at the moment it will crash. Plus, those of you that are here have heard me say repeatedly, if people complain too much, tell them we are in very early stages of beta, and if they really don't want to deal with the bugs that we're dealing with, then they should come back and be very pleasant about it and very firm about it. I know that any great thing, whether it's Facebook or Twitter or anything, Google, you name it, Apple puts out a new product, there's going to be challenges. There's always going to be challenges. And innovators, we know that, and we're thick-skinned enough that we anticipate it and we don't let it get to us. Otherwise, we'd shut everything down and give up because too many people are complaining at once. So I want to just acknowledge the Get Rich Radio fan club group, the Get Rich Radio BAs. You guys have been phenomenal. I've gone on the pages, I've watched what you do, and I've seen how great you are at encouraging people and framing it properly and keeping them engaged, and I just want to say thank you. And I want you to know that the conversions are going to get sharper probably right past this weekend, because that's when we've got most of the known bugs taken care of. And I want you to know that the conversions will happen even more naturally because I know what's wrong with the landing page, and I do know also what's wrong with the inner workings of Get Rich Radio to convert up to premium. So please know that we are handling that. We have not yet started, and we are about to start probably next week, at the very latest the following week, weekly training webinars just like this, where we will go through details of what's working, whether it's approaching radio stations and getting the radio stations to actually carry my radio show, whether it's approaching local charitable groups and having the charitable groups use Get Rich Radio as a fundraiser for their charity. Bear in mind, if they use Get Rich Radio, either the radio station or the charity or others, as a means of generating revenue for themselves with Get Rich Radio, as a Prosperity Alliance rep, you're going to make mad commissions on the back end on the top tier programs when they come study with me and train with me. So it's a phenomenal way to grow that business. We didn't used to have a real strong way to tie in to Prosperity Alliance from Get Rich Radio. And I made the decision last week, this is one of the things that's taking a little more time than anticipated, I made the decision to have Get Rich Radio and the Prosperity Alliance website actually all operate on one URL. They'll all be a part of the same site. They'll not be jumping from site to site. They'll all be on the same URL. And you won't understand the reason I've done this until we get moving in it, and you see how seamlessly people will move from being free listeners into premium listeners, into Turning Point, into Irresistible Influence, and so on and so forth. And you will see your profits, your conversions, your entire business going nuts. You're going to love me. You're going to love what we've been working on this. So the tie-in between Get Rich Radio and Prosperity Alliance is about to be seamless. The systems are beautiful. More about those in a moment. We are also creating some urgency mechanisms. In addition to giving away the cash once a day, we're creating some other urgency mechanisms, some ways for people to win randomly throughout the day. And so we've chatted about this, and I won't give you too many secrets other than there's a few ways that we are going to strategically force people to listen and watch the reruns of the show, the replays. And that is everything from having cash pop-ups pop up, scholarship dollar bonuses pop up, and whoever clicks on the bonuses the fastest will get the additional prize or cash. and all those fun ways to just make Get Rich Radio extremely engaging and extremely fun. We've got something else that is a part of our new MLM software system, and it is a CRM, a customer relationship management system that will blow your mind. It's part of what we have been waiting for, that we know will allow you to stay in constant contact. Imagine the nudge button on steroids. Imagine the nudge button being as physically fit as Tom the Furry Hat Guy with as much energy. And that's what the new CRM system is. So here's some developments, and I'm going to leave you with this as we wrap this up, and encourage you, if you haven't gotten your ticket or hadn't planned to be at the symposium this weekend, the cash machine has arrived, our custom-made Get Rich Radio cash machine that you'll be able to stand inside if you're one of the chosen few and grab as much of my cash as you can. The customized iPads are in. They're looking smoking hot. They're beautiful. We're going to be giving away some of those this weekend. I'm going to be giving away additional cash and prizes and all sorts of other goodies. So if you haven't made your reservation, a couple last-minute cancellations, go to sylver.com/seminars, or just click on the seminar tab. Go to Get Rich Radio Symposium, GRR Symposium, click on the tab, and like I said, there were a handful, half a dozen, I think, of last-minute cancellations. If it allows you to register, that means there's seats available. It is limited seating because we have a very limited space at the Suncoast Hotel. We knew the first one wasn't going to be 1,000, so we took a limited space. I'd like to see you there. So here's some developments, some things to stay excited by. We're going video. There's no reason for us not to go video. So what has been, over the last couple of weeks, simply an audio feed, much to my chagrin, will now be a video. And I say my chagrin because, yes, I do the show on most days in my robe, and I do the show most days naked. Okay, I've said it. And so the naked portion is going to be a part of our new premium membership. I'm kidding. So it's going to go live video, which is kind of cool because I'm going to be able to do some things that I am not able to do just with the audio. It's going to be a very engaging means to keep people there. And as I've been chatting with some big names inside the internet marketing space, in fact, one of the guys that created part of what's powering this webinar, Webinar Jam, Mike Filsaime, he was explaining to me how Webinar Jam and Google Hangouts, using it as a tool for broadcast, number one, you're unlimited. I mean, to the billions. Google wants you to have billions. Number two, you automatically rank higher in the search engines. Also, what's going to happen is those live videos, after each show is done, in fact, each section of the show will automatically publish to YouTube. And once on YouTube, now becomes some more viral buzz for Get Rich Radio, so that when you tell somebody about it, they'll say, oh yeah, I came across one of those videos the other day. How cool is this? To keep it in perspective, Howard Stern earns more off the pay-per-view video portion of his show than he does off the audio portion on Sirius Satellite. It's massive viewership, it's massive revenue, and like I said, the more money I make, the more I just give back to you. We are adding some additional broadcasters, and while I cannot tell you their exact names, I will tell you all three people that we're talking to. We're talking to four, and three of the four have been names in personal and business development, and they are in the top 10, all of them. And they all saw what we were doing with Get Rich Radio. They all said, I want a live show, Marshall. Please let me be a part of this network. So some people that I know you are already fans of are also going to be on the network. We have a new app coming out, and I know I've been talking about this. In this type of broadcast, whether it's audio or video, in this type of broadcast, over 60% these days of people that are listening want to listen on a mobile device. The app has been a long time in coming. Like I said, I got off the phone with our app builder today. He assured me whatever it takes to get it done, he's getting it done. He said, don't hold your breath. It might even be done by the symposium. So the app is right around the corner so that you can listen to Get Rich Radio. You can check on your scholarship dollars. You can look through the catalog and all sorts of other very cool things. We are also, in the new Get Rich Radio software, going to put a feed. It looks like it's a toss-up. It's a battle right now between Google Plus and Facebook, a live feed right on the Get Rich Radio page, so that we'll be able to have running commentary right on the page about what's going on during the program. Like I said, total integration into the top tier program, which means it'll be easier than ever for you to earn money simply by referring people to the free show. We're negotiating with a huge sponsor, to take over the whole show. And what that means is the production value goes through the roof. Right now, it's pretty casual. It's just me sitting in my 17,000 square foot palace and chatting with you casually. When the new sponsor comes on, we will start looking more and more like a network, and I'm excited about that, and I'm excited about the sponsor. It's somebody that you probably have in your pocket, and it's somebody that I've had in my pocket for years and years. We are working with many new distribution streams, and this is another avenue for you. If you find a distribution stream for Get Rich Radio and you happen to stream it there with your affiliate link, everybody who stumbles upon it, whether it's 365 Live or Ustream or any other channels that can carry the programming, if it happens to be your stream on that channel of Get Rich Radio, then guess what? If they come to GetRichRadio.com via your link, you just found a massive traffic stream. And we've got some new things going on with Premium that make Premium better and better and better, and I'll give you just one of them. One of the new things that we have put into the system, and it's going to be only for Premiums ultimately, is not only will there be a button on your Get Rich Radio page to be able to connect people to your Prosperity Alliance business, there's also going to be a small banner, so to speak. It's not really an ad, but it's a banner right on your page that goes to everyone that you've referred. So every single person that you've referred will have this banner, your banner, a website of your choosing. So if you are in some other network, if you are in some other opportunity, if you have your own car repair business, you're going to be able to have your website as a direct link on the page of every single person you referred. Plus, our new system easily allows you to track phone calls, track email opens, track emails sent, put people into autoresponders, all not just for Get Rich Radio and Prosperity Alliance. In the system, it will allow you to use that CRM that comes as a part of the Premium membership also for your own other opportunities, your own other businesses. So great things happening, guys. So excited. On the next webinar that we do, and we will do another one next week, I'm going to talk about why Premium. And if you haven't figured it out, one Premium person underneath you that passes you by, because if you don't sign up for a Premium membership and somebody that you referred as a free member signs up, they are lost forever. It's how I built the system. I did it intentionally. Somebody said, you know, you should create a fear of loss, and I said there's only one thing worse than a fear of loss, and that's a loss. So if you've referred some people to the free membership and they sign up for the Premium, they're lost forever as far as a commission goes in Get Rich Radio or Prosperity Alliance. You still get matching scholarship dollars from them. You just don't get any cash commission. So one person signing up for a Premium membership means they're serious about it. It means they want to make Get Rich Radio a business, which means Get Rich Radio is something they're going to refer people to, which means they're going to have people signing up for premiums, which means you lose out on their first tier, you lose out on all their second tier, and then you lose out on all their back-end Prosperity Alliance commissions too. One person that passes you by before you sign up for premium could mean losses of thousands of dollars, even on a monthly basis to you. So make sure you consider it if you haven't done so already. Hey, I've had an awesome, awesome time with you. As I said, I've got VIP seats for Celine Dion from my friend Gordy Brown to take my beautiful bride, Erica, too. So we're going to jump in the Rolls Royce, head down to Caesar's Palace, and have a great show. I'll turn it back over to you, Tom, the Furry Hat Guy. Thanks so much to all of you for being here. And thank you so much, Tom, for always being such a great host, for always just taking such amazing care of everybody and being the amazing goodwill ambassador of enthusiasm that you are. Take care, guys.
And real fast, also, thanks again, Marshall. Everyone else, get back with the person who guided you to this webinar. Get their links. Get started today. Log in. Stay logged in 24/7. And you possibly could be at millions of scholarship dollars that will convert to cash. Thank y'all. You have a great night, and thanks, Marshall. We'll see y'all soon.
Take care, guys.
Okay.